they are in Nipozzano. And because this is, each estate has their own top wine, and each estate is very proud of showing what is able to produce. So when we're visiting Nipozzano, we tend to present just the wine produced in the state of Nipozzano, which is Nipozzano Riserva, a new wine called Vecchie Viti, and then two single vineyards wine, Montesodi, 100% Sauvignon, from a vineyard with the same name, Montesodi, and then Mormoreto.
And the Sauvignon is a blanc? It's a white? The Sauvignon is a white wine?
No, Sangiovese.
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 Okay.
Montesodi is 100% Sangiovese.
Okay. So, could you, Marchese, tell us before 1989, what was the family's vision before it made its series of strategic acquisitions?
Well, the acquisition started to be done a little bit before, when we became involved, because the historical property of Frescobaldi are Pomino, Nipozzano, Remole, and Castiglione. And then in the late 70s, we became involved in the region of Montalcino with the estate Castelgiocondo. We were asked by the owner, it was my brother Vittorio who was asked to look after and to develop viticulture. And so we were responsible at that time for planting the vineyards, producing the wine, building the cellar, and we became the owner only in the year
89.
89.
Yep.
You know very well. 89 we became the owner. And this is a marvelous property, really a gift of Mother Nature, beautiful exposition, and the most perfect site. If you are there is an old castle, Castelgiocondo, built in the 13th century, and overlooking this marvelous valley, and the soil is ideal, the exposure, the altitude, the condition, they were perfect. And so that was the time, really, the first important acquisition. Then we had to wait until the year 1997, when we introduced the result of a relationship between my family and Mondavi.
95.
95 we started the relationship, but the wine we presented in 97 with Luce, called Luce.
And why is the name Luce? Is it named after some people in the family, or is just...
No, Luce was, the name was found that from the wife of Robert Mondavi.
I see.
She made this recommendation, which we like quite a lot, and we all agree, that Luce was a perfect, because Luce means light.
Right. So you call it Della Vite.
Della Vite because we could not register Luce alone. In order to be able to deposit and to register the name, we had to combine Luce della Vite. Vite is vines.
Yes.
And the wine then was presented, the first Luce wine in 97. And then this property located next to Castelgiocondo, but separate to Castelgiocondo, we became the owner in 2005. In the same year, we became also the owner of another fantastic property, which is located close to the beach, close to the Mediterranean, at the seaside of Bulgaria, that is called Ornellaia. And
2005, you bought 50% of the 50% you bought in 2002, right?
the first 50% in 2002, and we complete the ownership in 2005.
Congratulations. That was a good buy.
That was really good buy. But both Luce, also because we got full control of both Luce Estate and Ornellaia Estate in 2005.
So the Luce Estate is the Castel Gigondo's adjoining property, also owned by the family.
Yes.
And which was the basis of your joint venture with Robert Mondavi?
Was to create a new product, which at the very it's not a Brunello, so is an innovative style of wine produced in the famous region of Montalcino, but not a Brunello. So we wanted also to show how good the wine could be, also by creating a new style of wine, by putting together two grapes which they show magnificent result in the vineyards of Montalcino. Sangiovese, about 50%, Merlot, the rest of the 50%.
Wow, that's an interesting combination.
So, it was the first example of a wine of that level, of the eye of, a very high reputation, made in a different style like Brunello. We did not want to make a second Brunello. Already, Brunello was already produced many good producers, and we had our estate, Castelgiocondo,
okay,
who produced Brunello. So we wanted to do something different and to be creative.
Then you also have two other label, is the Luca Brunello and also the Lucette.
Yes, the first wine was Luce. Then after 2 years we introduced Lucente.
Okay.
That is the second wine of Luce.
Okay.
In order to really be very severe in the selection, selecting the best barrels for Luce, we wanted to have also second wine, Lucente. And then many years after, we came out finally with Luce Brunello. Because in the meantime we had the time to wait until the new vineyards planted after the acquisition, they arrive at the proper age to produce a very fine Brunello.
And you also made in Conti attempts in Collio, in Friuli, isn't it?
In the year 2000.
Yeah.
In the year 2000, we had the opportunity to be partner of the owner of Attempts, the Count Attempts, in the year 2000, and we became the owners of 70% of the estate Conti Attempts.
Mm-hmm.
Then 10 years or 12 years after, we just became the owners of 100%. So that was a good idea, because that region, Friuli and Collio, is really the place where I would say the best, some of the best, the finest Italian white wine comes from. And with Frescobaldi, beside the exceptional Pomino Bianco and Benefizio, which they represent a very tiny production, we felt that we were. It was a good complement to the white of Pomino to have also in the portfolio, the addition of quite, a sizable quantity of the wine of Friuli and Collio, which they are, as I said, coming from a very fantastic region for the white wine.
I think Friuli's wines are very much underrated but superior.
They are very little known.
Yeah.
Very little.
Yeah. And Marchese, could you tell us about the relationship between Marchese, Frescobaldi, and the other company, the CDF, and the new umbrella company that you formed within the CDF to take care of your Bulgari acquisition and your Castel Gigondo and also your Danzante brand, which...
We wanted to secure the difference, the independence with the wine which they are having the brand, the name Frescobaldi, which are the one comes from the very old property of Frescobaldi, with the addition of Castelgiocondo. So all these estates, Castelgiocondo, Nipozzano, Castiglioni, Pomino, are in a certain way the historical property of the family, and we decided that those wine should bear the name Frescobaldi. Then Luce, because of the history, we wanted that Luce will stand only on his name, because the concept of Luce was so innovative, was the first relationship by a famous California producer and an old Frescobaldi producer. I did not say famous Frescobaldi. I said a well-known old Toscan producer, and so we wanted to underline the difference. So the name Frescobaldi is not on the label of Luce. And then when we became control, we decided to be in full control of Ornellaia. Ornellaia was already known as the wine produced originally by the brother of Piero Antinori. So we did not want to, and did not have the name Antinori. It was only based on the name of the estate, which is Ornellaia, and we decided to remain with only using the name of Ornellaia and Massetto, without using the name Frescobaldi. So we consider that two independent activities. And in order to make sure that these properties are really distinct from Frescobaldi, we create a company called Tenuta di Toscana, which is controlling Luce and Ornellaia. And in this company we do have also the presence of minority partners, and for that reason we wanted to create a distinct company, because Frescobaldi is 100% controlled by the Frescobaldi family, and instead Luce entirely owned. Frescobaldi is entirely owned by the member of the Frescobaldi family. Tenuta di Toscana, we have majority, we have close to 80%, but we have the participation of other investors.
Well, Marchese, I would like to appreciate the time and the honesty which you have given this insight into your family business freely, and also to congratulate you that from 1974, when you took on this job for export market, until now, you have 86 countries that are drinking your wines, and that you have also showed the resilience of your family genes to give it a trust of modernity and to have typicity in all the different vineyards, but together under one roof. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. It was wonderful to see you again and to have this conversation with you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
so
you.
have a good journey and have a good tasting.